Hey guys, Critic. Oh, the bad happened to me in this video. Anyway, so today, guys, we're going to look at a 1970s movie, British. Thank you very much. And this one is all the way back from the 70s, based off the American EC comic books, Tales from the Crypt. Yeah, this is a 1970s movie about. Well, it begins off with a group of people on the middle of a tour. They're all busy later, or all the interviews have been. We find out different things about these people after they end up trapped in a room with a mysterious guy with a skull behind him. So the first story is of a woman who murders her husband on Christmas Eve night. Only to find out that there's a psychotic Santa Claus in town. It's a prequel to Silent Night, Deadly Night. Trust me, we'll get to that. Anyway, part 2 maybe. But I've seen many people do it already, so maybe I might do it. I don't know what I could add to this genre. I mean, I'd have to watch the line. This part 2 is actually banned in my country. I'm not joking. No, I'm not joking. They banned part 2. They banned Silent Night, Deadly Night part 2 in my country. They banned Garbage Day in my country. They banned Garbage Day in my country. Anyway, we'll get to part 1 sooner or later. Anyway, so yeah, now on to make the part. So now on to the rest of the review of Tales from the Crypt. Anyway, she tries hiding from the guy once they find out that this psychotic Santa Claus is near their house. Only to find out her daughter had let him in which she murders her, and we don't really know what happens to the daughter. Well, for some odd reason, it just cuts away before it gets to the part of the tales, which makes you a little disturbed. Just a little bit disturbed. I don't know why. Anyway, so in the next tale, a guy goes on a trip to the other person. He ends up on a trip. He goes on what he says to a doctor's appointment, in which he's actually cheating on his wife. I was going to leave the country without them knowing. Only them for the car with the woman he's cheating on to crash. Only then to find out that he's stuck in some sort of obscure world where everything seems to be different. He finds out about. He goes to his wife's house, and she is disturbed. And so he goes to the woman he's cheating on house, only to find out that she's gone blind, saying that he died in a car crash 2 years ago when she was blinded in the incident. Finally, the fucking car's on fire. I mean, the part she's in was not in that much damage of fire, but still, for God's sake. I mean, yeah, she had a seatbelt on and all that shit, but you know, even there, I'm surprised that she's not even fucking dead. We found out that, yeah, he technically died. He looks in the reflective mirror at the table on his face all burnt. He then wakes up and it was just a nightmare, which we saw him previously having originally in the car trip. Only then for the car to crash once again. Here's a little vision into the future. Also a vision into the future. Just fucking where to go. Next story, you meet a rich guy who starts to hate a neighbor who works at a rubbish place, played by the great legendary Peter Cushing. Yep. So yeah, in the tale, he ends up causing many bad things to Peter Cushing because he wants him out. This includes having his dogs taken away from him, not being allowed to. He's not doing anything bad to the children, unlike most other people in the 70s. My country's bad history, okay? Anyway, my country has bad history. Get the fuck over it. And anyway, so the whole movie, it ends with. Anyway, you're gonna get some pretty nasty Valentine's Day cards in which he commits suicide. A year later, Peter Cushing rises up from the dead, and then the next day, the guy's father finds him dead. Only then, for the saying of, what now? Love is something that. Love, me and the world were taken apart, was it? And then there was you, who has no. I was going to pull the thing and then see his fucking heart. Peter Cushing's zombie had just pulled out his fucking heart. Pretty obscure, it's still beaten. Yeah. Anyway, in the next story, we see a girl. Oh. Next story now. Oh, I remember this one now. Yeah, this one was the most confusing to me. Well, this guy ends up in debt, only then to have a statue. We find out the statue has a wish. The woman wishes for some money, and so he gets ends up in a car crash, and she gets the insurance money from him. He then wishes him back before the car crash will destroy him, because, well, they're saying that the statue will work the same way as the monkey story, in which someone asks for some money, in which their son is killed by a machine, but when they wish him back, he's all mangled and everything. Look like the way he died, and they wish him back the way he was before he had the heart attack, before he had the car crash. But he had a heart attack before the car crash, and then he'll be dead. But then he makes a mistake of wishing him back forever, and thus she tries killing him. Only then for him to still be alive. As thus, that's what kind of ends. It doesn't make much sense, especially at the end. I'll get to the end of it. In the last story, we meet a guy who is now working at a new place for the elderly, who then ends up in a treating these blind people pretty badly. It's kind of sad to watch, especially seeing some of them do die. Anyway, some of the elderly people, some of them blind, trap him and his dog in a room, in which they make a fence so he's stuck in between the plates, and then they make a wall full of waste plate so he gets caught of it climbing over. Then they find out he's not been feeding his dog, and he said it himself, if his dog's going to get fed, then he goes mad and will start attacking people. So he opened the door, so string, and he can't go anymore, so the real police will just cut him. I don't think he's doomed. That isn't right. Anyway, so in the end of the story, we find out they've been sent to the eternal place of hell, in one of the most funniest special effects I think you'll ever see in your entire life. Oh, I don't own a copy of the clip on this, so I can't show it to you. I'm sure you can find this online. I think it's in the public domain now anyway. This movie, Tale from the Crypt is followed by a few companies, but This film-wise, I think it's no one owns it. But anyway, if they're in hell, then how does the immortality story work then? Unless this isn't hell, but a personal nightmare. A nightmare that's stuck in a sort of nightmare world. Okay. The Crypt. Anyway, the Crypt Keeper in this is interesting. Quite creepy. The film itself is okay. The stories are pretty well done. The acting's pretty well by the time. The stories do actually give you a bit of a chill. But then there's a lot of plot holes. Some bits of it don't make sense. Some of the actors are underused. This film has a couple of troubles. Altogether, you can lose with this film. It's pretty impressive for the time. Especially saying its inspiration was a comic book which was banned for controversial reasons in the US. Even in the US. Yeah, so these tales are disturbing. You can win or lose with them. Anyway, I am going to be off and... Holy shit! I think I just fucking stood on a fucking knife I left on the floor. Shit.